Good morning, it's Friday and I'm Hayley. This is News Round. First up, the snow is still coming. It's fallen heavily across parts of... Can't wait to see them. Now, if you think it's chilly here, in the US, things are much, much colder. It's because of a rush of cold air that's come from the North Pole, something called a polar vortex. The city of Chicago has seen some of the lowest temperatures ever, so we've asked kids there what life's been like over the past few days. Thanks, guys. It's great to hear from you. Next up, the January transfer window has now closed last night without any big-name arrivals for any of the leading teams. It's really close at the top of the Premier League table. So we've been to speak to fans of the two front runners, Liverpool and Manchester City. So who do you think will win? Thanks, guys. That's all from me for now, but come back at 8:10 for loads more. You can head online for loads more news. We've got video quizzes, including our famous quiz of the week. Make sure you try it out. See you later. Bye-bye. Good morning, guys. It's Friday and I'm Hayley. This is News Round. First up, the snow is still coming. It's fallen heavily across... Can't wait to see them. But if you think it's chilly here, in the US things are much, much colder. It's because of a rush of cold air that's come from the North Pole, and it's something called a polar vortex. The city of Chicago has seen some of the lowest temperatures, so we've asked kids there what life's been like over the past few days. Oh, thanks, guys. Great to hear from you. Now, BBC reporter Harry Lowe is in Chicago, and he says he's never been so cold. Check this out. Thanks, Harry. It looks freezing, doesn't he? Now, with the January transfer window closed, that is it for signings this season. And it's really close at the top of the Premier League. So we've been to speak to fans of the two front runners, Liverpool and Manchester City, to see who they think will win. Now, guys, keep it friendly. Thanks very much for that. That's all from us for now, but we are back at 4:20 tonight. Don't forget to head to Newsround online to send us your snow pics and test yourself with the quiz of the week. It is brilliant. See you later. Ta-ra. Good morning and welcome to Newsround. I'm Hayley with all your top news stories of the day. First up, today is Safer Internet Day, and we're talking about how much control you have about sharing your information. According to a new study, almost half of you say that your friends are sharing things without thinking, and many of you don't feel in control about what's posted about you. Well, it's all to do with something called consent, and here's Lauren to explain more. Well, this week, millions of people will be celebrating Chinese New Year. We've been to speak to some kids who are celebrating to find out what it's all about. Gosh, that looks amazing. It's like flying. And last up, big news for BTS fans. The Grammy Awards kick off in just a few days. Well, that's all from me for now, but we are back at 8:10, so make sure you tune in because we've got a new kind of dinosaur and it's pretty spiky. Hello and welcome to News Round. It's Hayley here with your Tuesday morning update. Now, first today, it is Safer Internet Day, and we're talking about how much control you have about sharing your information. Well, according to a new study, almost half of you say that your friends share things without thinking, and many of you don't feel in control about what is posted about you. It's all to do with something called consent. So here's Lauren with more info. Now, this week, millions of people will be celebrating Chinese New Year. So we've been to speak to some kids who are celebrating to find out what it's all about. Oh, thanks, guys. And sticking with Chinese New Year, take a look at these guys who have started celebrations in... Next, if you're a dinosaur fan, you might be excited by this one. Wow, they're so cool. Next, I'm sure you've all seen people skydiving, but have you ever seen them do it inside? And in a wind machine, which cancels out gravity. Well, so cool, it's like flying. I want to do it. And last up, big news for BTS fans, the Grammy Award time, I'm afraid now. But don't worry, Naz is back at 4:20, and don't remember, there's loads online. Have a great day. Ta-ra! Thanks, guys. Next, I'm sure you've all seen people skydiving, but have you ever seen them do it indoors? Gosh, that looks amazing. It's like flying. And last up, big news for BTS fans. The Grammy Awards kick off in just a few days. Well, that's all from me for now, but we are back at 8:10, so make sure you tune in because we've got a new kind of dinosaur and it's pretty spiky. Good afternoon, I'm Hayley and here's your top news stories for today. First up, the people in charge of your health in the UK have issued their first ever advice on the use of screens and social media by children and young people. Here's what you need to know. Now, 3,000 school kids in London will help scientists to measure how pollution affects their bodies. They'll be tracked for 4 years and compared to children who live outside the capital to see if... and we'll keep you updated on that one. Next, you might expect to bump into a little guy like this at an aquarium or zoo, but probably not when you're visiting your great-grandma. So cute. Now check this out for a way to celebrate the new year that you might not have seen before. One village in China has marked the Chinese New Year of the Pig with a very special race. Take a look. Well, that's all from me, but we are back with all tomorrow's news bright and early in the morning, so don't forget to tune in. Ta-ra! Good morning, guys. I'm Hayley, and I've got everything you need to know today. Here's what's coming up in the next few minutes. First up, the Duke of Edinburgh is back at home in the Queen's house at Sandringham after a car accident yesterday. Next, has it been getting pretty frosty where you live? Well, in Newcastle. But if you think that looked snowy, then take a look at these mountains in the Swiss Alps, isn't it? Next up, space scientists are getting very excited about research on the rings of the planet Saturn. Now, 2018 seems ages ago, doesn't it? But one boy who probably can't forget it is 12-year-old Anish. We went to meet him to find out just what he's been up to. Check this out. Thanks, Anish. That's amazing. And you can watch Anish on Michael McIntyre's Big Surprise on BBC One on Saturday. Now, divers in Hawaii got the chance to swim with their very own shark's tail. This huge... And finally, taking your pets to church. That's it for now, but we are back at 8:10, so I'll see you then. Ta-ra! Good morning, guys. This is Newsround. It's Friday and I'm Hayley. Here's what's coming up in the next few minutes. First up, the Duke of Edinburgh is back at home in the Queen's house at Sandringham after a car accident yesterday. Next, has it been getting pretty frosty where you live? Well, in Newcastle, they've had their... Now, divers in Hawaii got the chance to swim in their very own shark's tail. Now, 2018 seems ages ago, doesn't it? Well, one boy who probably can't forget it is 12-year-old Anish. We went to meet him to find out just what he's been up to. Anish, that's amazing. And you can watch Anish on Michael McIntyre's Big Surprise on BBC One on Saturday. As well as Michael McIntyre, the other big TV show this weekend is Greatest Dancer. And we've been catching up with one of the stars of the show to find out more about her. Here's Oti Mabuse. Fun. I think you're hilarious, Oti. Anyway, last up, Spider-Man seemed to give a surprise visit to the Leicester City football team. But who was really inside the costume? Like that Jamie Vardy, eh? Well, that's it from me, but Newsround is back right here at 4:20. Head online and test yourself with our mega quiz of the week. It's amazing. I'll see you later. Ta-ra. Good morning, I'm Hayley and welcome to your morning Newsround. First up, there are warnings that there could be lots of snow and ice around today, with weather warnings in place for parts of Scotland as well as northwest England. Now, do you feel pressure from social media to make your life look a certain way? Next, there's a new series of Winter Watch which starts this week, and here to tell us all about it is animal expert Chris Packham. Check this out. That pie mine is so cute. I will be watching. Next, some of us will be getting some snow today. So to whet the appetite, we've been checking out an epic sledge race that has taken place in Germany. And it looks like they hit a few bumps. Definitely don't try this at home. Oh, that does not look comfy. Well, that's all from me for now. So come back at 8:10 for loads more. You can also head over to the Newsround website for loads more news, videos and quizzes. Check them out. See you later. Next, Prime Minister Theresa May faces another important day in the Houses of Parliament later. Now, a new series of Winter Watch starts this week, and here to tell us all about it is in the studio is someone who knows a little bit about cycling. It's Olympic 6-time champion, Sir Chris Hoy. Chris, thank you so much. First of all, what is it about cycling that you loved? How did you get into it as a kid, and why should other kids love it? Well, and that kids are dropping out of cycling, they're not doing it as much, especially girls. Why do you think that is?
And hopefully carry it through, for the rest of your life. That
is brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on, and we will check that out. That's all from me, but we're back at 4:20 this afternoon. See you then. Hello, I'm Hayley, and this is Newsround. Our top story today: Britain is getting ready for the coldest night of the winter so far. But if you think it's cold here, check this out. A spinning pot. Now, being outside in extreme cold temperatures can be dangerous even life-threatening? Well, I've been finding out more about how severe cold weather can affect the human body. What happens? But remember, that is what can happen in extremely cold temperatures of minus 50 degrees, not the kind of cold that we get on a winter's day here in the UK. Well, while being exposed to very cold weather can be dangerous for humans, some animals are really well designed. Good morning, I'm Hayley and I've got all the news you need to know today. First up, our top story is that it was the coldest night of the winter so far in the UK last night. Now, for some people here, January has been renamed Veganuary. And this month, loads of people are talking about the lifestyle and the diet of being vegan. So Tasha has been to meet one guy, Omari, who's taking the vegan diet to the extreme. Thanks, Tash and Omari, that does look delicious. Now, it feels like we're talking about Brexit all the time. It was over 2 years ago that adults in the UK decided to vote for us to leave a group of countries called the European Union. Now, it divided the country then, and it still does now. So we've been to speak to a group of you about how you deal with adults with different points of view. Thanks so much, guys. You've got some good points. Now, check out these amazing pictures. This from me, but I am back at 8:10, so I'll see you then with loads more news. Ta-ra. Good morning, guys. It's Hayley here with all the news you need to know today. First up, it's been the coldest night of the winter so far across the UK, with temperatures... I love that. Next up, for some people, January has been renamed Veganuary. Veganuary, January, you know what I mean? And all month, loads of people have been talking about the vegan lifestyle and the diet. But what is it? Well, Tasha has been to meet 10-year-old vegan chef Omari to find out more. Thanks, Tasha. That looks amazing. Now, did you know that thousands of kids, just like you, have extra responsibilities as they have to look after a family member as well as themselves? They're called young carers. Now, it feels like we're talking about Brexit all the time at the moment, doesn't it? Well, it's been over 2 years since adults voted for the UK to leave a group of countries called the European Union. The result divided the country then, and it still does now. So what's your advice for adults who just can't agree when it comes to Brexit? Thanks, guys. And the streets are lined with lights over in China. Check out these on TV at 4:20, but you can head online for advice about keeping your pets safe in the cold. Check it out. See you later. Hello and happy Halloween. I'm Hayley and you're watching Newsround. First up, if you're heading out this evening for a bit of trick-or-treating, or maybe you're having a spooky party, Martin has got some top tips on how to win at Halloween. Thank you, Martin. I'll take that all on board. Now, it's safe to say that we all get a little bit spooked at this time of year. But have you ever wondered why we get scared? Well, we sent Naz to find out. Now, in other news, if the Duke and Duchess of Sussex hadn't already won over the people of Australia, Fiji, Tonga and New Zealand, then Prince Harry has surely now sealed the deal. Well, that's all from me, but there are plenty more stories over on Newsround Online. And if you are trick-or-treating or going to a Halloween party tonight, have a spooktacular evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Hello, it's Hayley here with Thursday's Newsround. First, you might have noticed a few red faces and some cards being handed around at school today. But what exactly is Valentine's Day all about? Valentine's cards today, guys. Just saying. Just saying. Next, American Space Agency NASA has announced that the Opportunity rover is sent to Mars that has officially ended its mission. After nearly 15 years on the red planet, here's more. And finally, lots of us sing in choirs. What? Not me, luckily. But have you ever sung with thousands of other people? Well, some children in Manchester have done just that. Check it out. Whoa, well, that's all from me, but I will see you tomorrow. Ta-ra! Hi there, I'm Hayley and I'm here with your Friday News Round. First up, thousands of pupils in the UK have walked out of their school today to take part in a number of global youth protests about climate change. Thanks, guys. And we want to hear from you guys if you're involved in the marches today to Northern Australia, where dirty floodwater has spread to parts of the famous Great Barrier Reef, placing it under stress. Scientists say there's anger from some in America after the US President Donald Trump has declared a national emergency to get them. Now, imagine coming up with a story at school and then seeing it become a movie for real. Well, that is exactly what's happened to the kid who would be King director, Joe Cornish, who thought of the film when he was 12 years old. DeGraff met up with Joe along with stars Louis Serkis and Tom Taylor to talk about mixing the modern world with some old school magic. That looks great. Now imagine being just 7 years old and being called the next Usain Bolt. Well, Rudolph, better... That's amazing! And finally, let's take a second to think about your best mates. How much time do you spend together? Probably not as much time as these guys. That is so random. That's all from me for today, but we'll be back over the weekend. See you then. Hi guys, it's Wednesday. I'm Hayley and this is News Round. First up. Now, let's get a quick sport update. England manager... Now, can you imagine doing karaoke for a whole day? Well, that's guys. Last up, if you love robots and football, take a look at this. These mini cheese... They're so weird. That's all from me, Bill, but we will be back first thing in the morning, so I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hi guys, it's Hayley here with your News Round update. First up, do you know what happens to your poo when you flush it away? Well, it goes into the sewers, and London sewers have been working hard since the Victorian times, but they are struggling to cope with more and more people living in the capital. So, what's the answer? Well, it's a brand new super sewer, and engineering apprentice Nargis got her gloves on and went to take a look.
Hi,
Thank you, Nargis. Now, people living in America celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. It's a holiday tradition. Now, lots of you might have read the books by David Walliams, but The Boy in the Dress is now being turned into a musical, and David has had some help from another familiar face. Here's Ricky with more. Well, it's also Musicals Week at Strictly tomorrow night, but it'll be without YouTuber Saffron Barker because she got knocked out last Sunday. But we caught up with her to find out her favourite Strictly moments.
Hi News Round, I'm Saffron Barker.
Thanks, Saffron. Well, that's all from me this afternoon, but we'll be back tomorrow morning, live on CBBC, of course. You can head online now for a closer look at these amazing pictures of Christmas lights around the world. They're fab. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm Hayley and this is News Round. Now, first up, it was a massive day in politics yesterday as Britain voted in the 2019 general election. Now, in case you missed it, here are the final results. Thank you, Maddie. Now, after weeks of cha-cha-charing and waltzing, it's almost time for the... Now, before we go, you have been sending us your brilliant pictures of your Christmas elves getting up to no good. So thanks so much for sending them in, and here's a little selection. Oh, they're great, guys. Thank you. That's all for now, but come back at 12:20 and we'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hey, guys, I'm Hayley and welcome back to News Round. Here's what's on the way. We get excited. First up, it was a massive day in politics yesterday as Britain voted in the 2019 general election. Now, in case you missed it, here are the final results. Thank you, Maddie. Now, after weeks of cha-cha-charing and waltzing around the dance floor, it's almost... Can't wait for that tonight. Now, tomorrow we will find out who will be crowned BBC Sports Personality of the Year for 2019. 11-year-old Sky Brown is a champion skateboarder. She competed in the World Skateboarding Championships and won a bronze medal, beating adults that are 10 years older than her. Well, she's at the top 3 of the Young Sports Personality of the Year, so we went to meet her to get a few tips. Watch this.
My name's Sky. I'm 11 years old.
Oh, amazing skills there. Well, good luck, Sky. Now, before you go, you have been sending us your brilliant pictures of your Christmas elves getting up to mischief. Thanks so much for sending them in. They're hilarious. Here's a little selection for you to show you the best bits. News. That's all for now, but we are back with loads more just before 1:30, so I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm Hayley and this is News Round. Here's what's coming up. So first up, it was a massive day in politics yesterday as Britain voted in the 2019 general election. In case you missed it, here are the final results. The Conservative... Thank you, Maddie. Well, after weeks of cha-cha-charing and waltzing around the dance floor, it's almost time for the final of Strictly Come Dancing. Karim, Emma and Kelvin are all hoping to take home the Glitterball trophy this weekend. But our Strictly superfans have been looking ahead to it. Now to the skateboarding superstar, 11-year-old Sky Brown. She has competed in the World Skateboarding Championships and won a bronze medal, beating adults 10 years older than her. And she's competing at next year's Olympics. Well, she's in the top 3 of the Young Sports Personality of the Year, so we went to meet her. Good morning, guys. I'm Hayley and welcome to Newsround. Our top story today. The clean-up has started across large parts of the UK following torrential rain and heavy winds. Amazing. Over to Portugal now, and hurricane-force winds have hit parts of the country, bringing down trees and leaving more than 15,000 homes without power. Next, we've got some royal pictures fresh off the press. Next, the first rocket launch into space from British soil could happen as soon as 2020. Next, Wigan Warriors won Super League's grand final, beating Warrington Wolves by 12 points to 4 at Old Trafford last night. And finally, how do you save a leopard from a... Well, that's it from me for now, but I'll be back here with your next update just after 12 o'clock. See you then. Bye-bye. First up, our top story today. The clean-up has started across large parts of the UK following torrential rain and heavy winds. Meanwhile, in Portugal, hurricane-force winds have hit parts of the country, bringing down trees and leaving more than 15,000 homes without power. Now, the first rocket launch into space from British soil could happen as soon as 2020. Sport now, and Wigan Warriors won Super League's grand final, beating Warrington Wolves by 12 points to 4 at Old Trafford. Football next, and Hampden Park Stadium is expected to be only half full for Scotland's friendly with European champions Portugal tonight after a bad run of results. Now, the new animated movie Smallfoot follows a Yeti called Migo on an epic adventure to see what else might be out there in the big world beyond his snowy village. Newsround got some of the film's cast together to answer your amazing questions about the movie. Take a look at this. That gave me a giggle. Finally, how do you save a leopard from a news? Well, that's it from me for now, but there's plenty of more stories over at Newsround Online. You can also try out our quiz of the week. While you're there, I did terribly. I hope you do better. I'll be back here on CBBC with your next update just after 2 o'clock. I will see you then. Bye-bye. Coming up in the next few minutes. First up to our top story, and the clean-up has started across large parts of the UK following torrential rain and heavy winds. And the storm is causing some natural wonders too. And meanwhile in Portugal, hurricane-force winds have hit parts of the country, bringing down trees and leaving more than 15,000 homes without power. Now, the first rocket launch into space from British soil could happen as soon as 2020. And next, we've got some royal pictures. Next, Strictly Come Dancing was the most watched TV show on TV last night, attracting its highest viewing figures of the series so far. More than 10 million people watched to see the remaining 13 couples perform on the dance floor. Here's how Newsround's Strictly superfans to tell us their best bits from Saturday night. Thanks, guys. Some great reviews there. To sport now, and Wigan Warriors won Super League's grand final, beating Warrington Wolves by 12 points to 4 at Old Trafford. Football next, and Hampden Park Stadium is expected to be only half full for Scotland's friendly with European champions Portugal tonight after a bad run of results. And finally, how do you save a leopard from a wind news? Well, that's it from me and the team. You can head over to Newsrounds Online for plenty more stories, and you can try our mysterious missing trophies quiz while you're there. I found it pretty tough. Well, Aisha is back tomorrow morning at 7:40 a.m. with your next Newsrounds update, and I'll see you the day after. Bye-bye. Hi guys, I'm Hayley. It's Thursday and this is Newsround live on CBBC. Here's what's coming up in the next few minutes. First up, the government have announced big changes, meaning that most of you won't be going to school next week. Here's more on why. Now, schools closing may seem like really disappointing news for you, but the same thing did happen to students in China a few weeks ago, and now they've had some great news. Some schools are reopening as the country begins to control the spread of the coronavirus. Martin's been taking a look as the students go back to school. Thank you, Martin. Now, most sports in the UK are off, so it's a chance for us to check out some more unusual. Last up, with most of the sporting world on hold, lots of stars are twiddling their thumbs at home. It's caused some footballers to start off a new craze called the loo roll challenge. Here are some of them in action. Stuff. I might have to give that a go. Now, don't forget to head to the website where you can check out the SpongeBob SquarePants Hotel. You can also take our quiz about strange celebrity food and read how Wales is going to ban single-use plastics by next year. Well, we'll be back right here live on CBBC at 8:15, so I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hi guys, I'm Hayley. It's Thursday and this is News Round. We're live on CBBC. Here's what's coming up. First up, the government have announced big changes, meaning that most of you won't be going to school next week. Here's more on why. Now, schools closing may seem like really disappointing news for you, but the same thing happened to students in China a few weeks ago, and now they've had some great news. Some schools are reopening as the country begins to control the spread of the coronavirus. Martin's been taking a look as the students go back to school. Thank you, Martin. Now, we all know that we need to keep our hands clean with soap and water. But what about things like our phones, our tablets, even our remote controls? Well, Martin has some advice on how to keep your gadgets dirt and germ-free. Lots of stars are twiddling their thumbs at home. It's caused some footballers to start off a new craze, the loo roll challenge. Here are some of them in action. Impressive stuff. I might have to go with that later. Now, you can head to the website to see how Wales wants to ban single-use plastic and try out our quiz about strange celebrity food. That's all from me for now, but we will be back at 4 o'clock this afternoon, so I will see you then. Bye-bye.